Hello there and welcome to today's video. In this video we have a Build a Nation save that I've been doing. We're currently in the year 2034, as you can see from here. And I am Britain Ferry. It's a Welsh team who start the season in the second tier of Wales, which I'll show you now. In the JD Cymru South, which I don't know if you guys are aware, but both of the Welsh main leagues are semi-professional. Look at this. Second team. This team just got into the Conference League, I do believe. Semi-professional. Barry, semi-professional. Colwyn Bay, semi-professional. Just picking out another random team. Connors Cree Nomads. It is Welsh. Apologies for some of the pronunciations of some words I'm going to say. Just take it for this. Rolo Meniese is manager of one of the teams. He literally was playing in the Vanarama National League. What's this? Yeah, literally played 2 games for Burton this current season in League One. And that's kind of the state of management. But I got this team into the Champions League. Right, let's start here from the very start. 10th of July 2023, I was finally hired. Our first cup win was when we won the league. We beat Bagger and Dragon 7-1 to finally win the Cymru South, which actually Britain Ferry did in real life as well. So that's a perfect start. And apparently I went from the bottom of the Welsh pyramid to the very top, which isn't exactly a great way of saying there isn't that many leagues on a Football Manager for Wales, but this is the base game. Also finished with 79 points, which is a new Cymru South record, as well as scoring the top goal scorer with 39, well 29 for that, and then 39 is a new club record. So he was the club's top scorer. In 24-25, our first season, we have had a 7-0 win against Airbus UK. Yeah, I don't know who they are either. Our first season in the Conference League, and it ended up with 3 losses, and that is a very almost rude way of saying it. A team can only take so many L's until it quickly becomes tragedy, from tragedy to comedy, and that's when I hit my 100th game, and the 8-2 defeat against the New Saints was definitely one of the low points. And if we skip all the way to the recent start, 14.75 million is still the highest transfer record of the Welsh League and this whole save. If we go from the club history, this was the first season in the 23-24 season where I finished first. Then we had 3rd, 5th, 3rd again. And then from 27-28 up to the current season of 33-34, we've just won the league constantly. And if we look at our records, we have 7 league titles, which are all from me, 6 Welsh Cups, 6 of another cup, and the Southern League, which we won in the first season. If we just look at a couple of these transfers, the highest transfer fee we paid, literally 1.4 million. We had a couple 7.5 million, but just look at these guys. 7.5 million for this guy. And we literally sold him for 2 million a couple of years later. We just have to overpay. Dale Grubb, literally on Western Supermare, we had to pay 6,500 for him. Even Reece Thomas, like this guy was probably our first signing where we actually Spent decent money and actually was probably worth it, but this guy was playing League One football. It's got to the point where we don't even have our own stadium. This Bridgend Community Stadium is technically owned by us, but that's only because we're making our own stadium. Even that, we're only going back to a 3,937 capacity, and we're getting 16,000 in Champions League games. I mean, we had 50,000 there in a friend against Arsenal. One of the toughest ways of being this low down in the coefficient rankings is that every season you have to qualify for the Champions League. Look at this, HB, a Faroe Islands team. We beat them 10-0. That's just how good we are in the Champions League. But if I go back to schedule, go back to the season, we actually did pretty good in the Champions League. Round of 16, Benfica. We're not exactly close to winning the Champions League, but it also is, if I can even do maths, 11 years into the future. As long we even beat Wolfsburg in this, which is a pretty decent team. Even Benfica, 2-2 draw, and then a 2-1 loss. It's even that loss to Benfica. This is a guy who played centre back. I mean, he's decent, but it's nothing crazy. Look at this goalkeeper. Here's my main goalkeeper. Not even 3 stars in this league, a semi-professional league. Still on at £3,700 a week. Even this guy, who's literally the top scorer of all time in our club, and he's on £2,500 a week. But just look at this goal scoring record: 79 goals in 61 games. Bought him on a free from Ludogorets in Bulgaria. It's kind of insane. Like, this guy's probably going to play for us for his whole career if I can keep him in Wales. Even if we sort by ability rating, that striker we just had a look at is our best player, and this is our second best player. Yeah, he's got some good mentals. Physicals aren't terrible. A couple good stats in the ones you want. But for a Champions League left back, a Champions League starting left back, it's just not the level we need. But that's the kind of struggles you have with Build a Nation and in the Welsh League. Even if you look about how I'm in the last 16 in the Champions League, and my league is still 37th in the reputation. Just a couple of leagues above it. 31st is the second French league. If I even go 42nd, like 5, 6 places below us, is the Sky Bet League 1. It's just insane. Even the Championship is 17th. Imagine just above, maybe a bottom half Championship team getting to the last 16 of the Champions League. That's just how insane you have to be to even get that far in the Champions League with a Welsh team. If you are wanting to do a Welsh save or something like this, firstly, you got to get to the first division, and then just try and win the league. Welsh is a very weird league where halfway through the season, as I'll show you, it kind of just splits into what they call a Premier Championship Conference. So first, I think it's the 6th or 7th, the top half of the league plays against each other and the bottom half plays against each other. It's very weird. I don't really get it, but it's just how it works. And when you get into the top 3, third gets Conference League, second gets Europa League, and first gets Champions League qualifying. Basically, you've just got to take that money and try and get as far as you can into the Champions League, because being a semi-professional team, the league isn't very competitive, let's say, and as soon as you start winning the league, as you saw, I've won 7 leagues in a row, and my team's not even that good. I'm kind of just trying to build for the future, trying to get as far as I can in the Champions League, getting them finances up. 64 million at the moment, 37 million pound transfer budget. Well, there's no way in how we can even use that. All the players that are even good enough to improve our team to a Champions League level just won't join us. The only reason we actually get players is because we have to pay over the odds for them. Wage budget isn't too bad. We're spending 300k, which is still crazy for this league. If I even go on to the second team in the league, this is the type of players that second in the league are signing. Some guy who played 8 games in League One last season and was literally from me. Another player, this centre back, who's actually on loan from me. And it's not even like that as well. This guy, they got him from loan from Burnley. He's now at York in League 2. It's just not a competitive way. And even the guys that I'm signing, look at Gavin Richards, for instance. This guy, my top scorer, is basically a half-decent League One striker. And he's now scoring 30, about a goal a game. Even this one season, he scored more goals than he played games. That's just League One. I'm not really sure what else you guys want to see in this, so if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Or I will do a follow-up video if there's enough people wanting to ask stuff. If there's a specific player as well, or a specific team that you want me to look at, let's just look Premier League. Just having a look at the Premier League, the past couple winners. It looks like Man City took a run. Chelsea won one randomly, and then it's just been a lot. Unfortunately for Man United, second's the best they got, and it looks like Bournemouth are a decent team. Alex Scott looks like, oh, Jesus. This is Alex Scott. He looks insane. I mean, the Premier League is the highest reputation in this, but Bournemouth aren't getting to the last 16 in the Champions League, realistically, are they? Anyway, that is the last bit of information I have for today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.